Yo, very basic Bible here. BJ with very basic Bible. Share that screen here. Want to share the screen. Gonna put the little light things down. Oh, they blinded me. You can barely see my face, but that's okay. You mostly want to see the scriptures here. All right, let's do this thing. Bible Gateway. Let's search for a word. Tiger. Let's see. James 3:10, blessing and cursing coming from the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, it just shouldn't be this way. Right here. Sorry, we didn't find any results for your search. I wonder why it gave me that verse. We search for tiger in another version. Uh, try the NASB. The super literal one, the most up to date. Like there's Young's literal translation. That's like in the 1800s or something. So now we got, and this is like 2000 something. Anyway, here we go. Search James 3:10. From the same mouth come both blessing and cursing. My brothers and sisters, these things should not be this way. Sorry, we did not find any. Why is it giving me James 3:10? Why is it? I don't know. Is the word tiger in the Bible? Um, Modern English version. Maybe they called it something different way back when. I don't know what the modern English version is. Okay, search. Wait, how does the same mouth proceed both blood by? All right. Let's try something. Okay. Sorry, no results for yourself. Okay, let's other translations. Let's look at James 3:10 and all the. Okay, I'm gonna hit Control F. Tiger. The message. If the NASB is the like super rigid, specifically word for word, the message is like way over here. Okay, like what's it? Okay, LSB. From the same mouth come both blessing and cursing. My brothers, these things ought not be so. The LEB, I don't know what that is. Okay. From the same mouth come blessing and cursing. My brother, these things, I guess things is, it's in italics because it's provided. These ought not be so. This from the same mouth. Anyway. And so blessing and cursing come pouring out of the same mouth. Dear brothers, surely this is not right. KJV. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not to be so. Okay, now the message. This is scary. You can tame a tiger, but you can't tame a tongue. It's never been done. This starts a few verses earlier. The message often has like verses 1 through 2. Then it'll show verse 3 through 5. Like, let's go look at real quick. I'm gonna go look at them to show you what I mean. All right, let's go to uh, uh, Psalm 91. Lord, you have, no, yeah. Okay, Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. 2, before the mountains were brought forth, or you were formed the earth and the world, for every, or you had formed the earth and the world. From everlasting to everlasting, you are God. 3, you return man to the dust and say, return, you children of men. 4, so now let's go look at it in the message. Let's see what they have. Hit the lollipop. Psalm 91 through 2. God, it seems you've been our home forever, long before the mountains were born, long before you brought the earth itself to birth. From once upon a time, the kingdom come, You are God. See how different that is. Same base. They're trying to get across the same basic message. One now 3 through 11. Look at all that. 12 through 17. Um, let's go. Okay. I'm gonna go. I want to put it parallel, but I don't see. There's passages, resources, Hebrew. This message right there. Okay. Okay. All right. Complete Jewish Bible. Yes, I sometimes use a complete. Right now, we're gonna go to a common one. Everybody. We'll go back to the NASB. No, you know what? We'll go to the NIV. That's a phrase for phrase, a thought for thought. So it will be closer to the message, but it's still trying to translate the words accurately. Um, so way up here and way down here, verse 1 and 2. Now, verse 1, Lord, you've been our dwelling place throughout all generations, before the mountains are born, or you were brought forth to the whole world, from everlasting, you are God. 3 through 11, all that. Now, 3, 4, 5. So let's see, okay, let's say verse 7. We are consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignation. Let's see if we can find it over here. Your anger is far away and too much for us. We're at the end of our rope. Is that it? Let's find, okay, 11. If we knew the power of your anger, who can make sense of such rage? Uh, your wrath is as great as the fear that is your due. Such anger against the very ones who fear you. Okay, okay. If only we knew the power of your anger, your wrath is as great as the fear that is your due. God is due fear, and that's his wrath. How much praise and worship and fear and honor should we give to God? All of it. Huge, big time. Your wrath is just that great. Oh man. Oh, yikes. Such anger against the very ones who fear you. A little different. Who can if only we knew the power of your rage. Who can make sense of such rage? Okay. But then the next little different. Okay. Um, verse. So don't return us to mud, saying, back to where you came from. You return people back to dust, saying, return to dust, you mortals. Hmm. Over here, the person's going, no, don't do that to his God. Over here, you return people back to dust. You do. He's not asking, why is the message so different? 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night. Okay. Patience. You've got all the time in the world. Whether 1,000 years or a day, it's all the same to you. Like, be patient, God. Hmm. So this seems to be describing the actual psalm itself, like from the NIV, seems to be describing God. This seems to be the person talking to God about what's being described. Okay. Uh, Yet you sweep people away in the sleep of death. They are like new grass of the morning. Um, are we no more to you than a wispy dream? So here, this is what you do, God, right there. And in the morning, the grass, the new grass of the morning. In the morning, the grass springs up new, but by evening, it is dry and withered. You sweep away people in the sleep of death. They are like new grass. In the morning, it springs up, but by the end, it is dry and withered. 5 and 6, right here. Are we no more than a wispy dream? So here he explained what it was. He explained, this is how you are, God. You're like grass. You sweep away people in the sleep of death. People like grass in the morning, but then by evening they're dry and withered. God just sweeps them away like grass. We just get swept away like grass. Over here though. So that's a description. Here, The person is telling us, are we no more to you than a wispy dream, no more than a blade of grass that springs up gloriously with the rising sun and is cut down without a second thought? So here it is dry and withered. Here it says it's cut down. Like maybe, they got an ancient lawnmower, a scythe, a long curved stick, really long, like really tall. And it's got a blade on the end of it. And you swing the stick, and the blade hits the grass and cuts it. Okay, we are consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignation. So there is not the person describing God. There's a person saying, God, this is what's going on. That's more like the message. God, we're consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignations. You have set our iniquities before us, our secret sins in the light of your presence. Okay. Your anger, it is your I was written. Your anger is far and away too much for us. It's not that the anger is far away from us, but no, your anger is like way, way too much from us. Far and away is it's an idiom. Yeah. Your anger is way too much for us. We're at the end of our rope. You keep track of all our sins. Every misdeed since we were children is entered in your books. We are consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignation. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence. It's kind of neat. People say like the message is kind of like a running commentary on the verse. I can see it. I can see it because it's not taking the words and transliterating them. And it's not even saying here are idioms in the Bible. Like instead of saying the bowels of compassion, we would say our innermost desire is compassion. Instead of saying the kidneys, it might say the heart because they thought that the seat of the emotion was in the kidneys, but we say the heart. Um, some places talks about God's nostrils. The nostrils. That's apparently an idiom for God getting angry. So in the NIV, it might say God snorts. Well, there's that. So they might say God is hot with rage. God gets angry in the NIV. But what would the message say? I'm not sure. It would go even further. It might even, like where was it at? But by verse 6, but by evening it is dry and withered. Over here, with the grass is cut down without a second thought. They don't even talk about being dry and withered. They talk about being cut down. So maybe the whole nostrils thing, maybe they wouldn't even talk about nostrils at all. Maybe they would say, Lord, you are red hot with anger. Well, what happened in nostril? Where you're just trying to get the same, so the same thought across. You're just trying to get the same thought across. So the message is way out there. All that because I searched for the word tiger, found out it's not in the Bible, and then went over to the message. That's kind of a fun little Bible short topic. Okay. I guess that's enough for now. We'll see y'all guys on the next Very Basic Bible.